In our scenario, I have created a recipient record for my son Michael, who is heading off to basic training at Lackland Air Force Base soon. I now want to list the family members and friends who will be sending email to Michael. I'm going to log on to the website using the bookmark to the login page that I had created earlier and log on to my account. Email address and the password. Click on Login. Like we saw in the video on creating a Write to Them recipient, the website knows that I have created a recipient record, but I haven't listed anyone who can send email to Michael. So I've automatically been brought to the Friends page so I can enter that information. Remember that no one can send email to the Write to Them server for processing unless they are listed here. This overview tells me about what I can do on this page, and I'm going to just hide the overview by clicking on the minus button, and I can recover the overview at any time by clicking on the plus button. Scrolling down, you can see that there is actually one friend that's been listed, and that's me. So that as the account owner, my email address was automatically added as a friend when I created my son's recipient record. This is my personal email address, and I want to send email from work as well, so I'm going to update this record by clicking on the edit link. Hide the overview. First I'm going to change my friend name here to Dad, and I see my personal email here, and then I'm just going to add a space and go ahead and enter my work email address, thomas.dillon@miter.org. The image list here is a set of little stock photos that I can add to my friend record, and these images will print out on the email header with every email that I send that gets printed into a letter. But I'm going to go ahead and send a real profile photo of myself using the mypic function, mypic@writetothem.org, so I'm not going to bother with anything here. And then when I click on the save record and scroll back down, you'll see that I'm now known as Dad when I send email, and I've got two email addresses that will be accepted by the Write to Them email server, and I can send email from both home and work email. I can list up to 30 family members and friends, each with one or more email addresses, personal and work. I can enter multiple friends at once in this text box. And I just put one record on each line, and I enter the name and then a comma and then a list of one or more email addresses separated by spaces. So I'll enter one for my wife and call her Mom, and then list her two email addresses. That's thomas@aol.com, and then Stephanie Thomas@oracle.com. Next line. I'll add one record for my parents, known as Grandma and Grandpa, and list their personal email address. Okay, comma, and then the email address. And then enter key, go to the next record, and then finally I'll add one record for my father-in-law, known as Granddad Thomas, and list his personal email address. Okay, that's all. So when I click on the Save button, it'll process the records, make sure they're formatted properly, and I can add more here if I want to, but now I'm just going to scroll down here and see that now I've got three more friends added here, and I can edit those later if I had entered any of those email addresses incorrectly or needed to add another email address. I can delete them if I need to. And then also I can adjust the rank. I haven't talked about that, but the rank, which defaults to 1, you can change that to give some priority to certain friends. That is, you could say that I could say that my wife and I have top priority, and our emails are going to get processed and printed first. And then if we want to set other family members to a rank of 2 and maybe friends to a rank of 3, then that will kind of make sure that the emails get processed in a priority order. I'm going to leave them all as 1 for right now because I think that I want everybody to send email, and I want all those emails to get to Michael. Okay. So I can also add new friends one at a time by editing this empty record here. I'll add one for Michael's brother Eric with his email address at college. And I won't bother with the with an image. Click on Save. See that that got added. And then now I'll add one for Aunt Mary. And list her work and personal email addresses. mjohnson@ibm.com and mary.johnson.37@me.com. Hope it goes without saying that this is a fake scenario, that none of these email addresses are real, at least intended to be real. None of these people exist, as far as I know, but just using it for this demonstration. So then I click on Save. And now you see that I've got myself and my wife, Grandma and Grandpa, Granddad Thomas, Brother Eric, and Aunt Mary listed. So all these people will be able to send email as soon as the Write to Them service is activated. And also after the service is activated, each of these friends will get a welcome email sent to each one of their listed email addresses. They can also submit a thumbnail photo of themselves to the mypic@writetothem.org email address from any of their email addresses. They only need to do it from one, and that photo will print out on the email header for every email that gets printed in a Write to Them letter. I can come back to this page at any time to add new friends. In fact, I'll go ahead and go back to my account now. And we'll see Michael's record that we added in the previous demonstration. And I can come back to the Friends page at any time by clicking on this Friends link to add an email address to an existing friend record, correct an email address, and any new friends that I add will also receive that welcome email from Write to Them. Also, as the account owner, I receive an email from Write to Them whenever email is sent to one of my recipients, Michael in this case, from an email address that isn't listed as a friend. If this happens to be someone I want to add, I can come back to this Friends page to add that person, or I can update an existing record to add a different email address for them. If it's someone that I've already listed and I get that error message or that error email from Write to Them, then it's usually the case that I haven't entered the email address correctly, and I can come down to one of these records and correct it by clicking on the Edit button. So I'm going to go back to the account overview, and at this point I've added the recipient record for Michael. I still need to update the mailing address as soon as I know that. I've added friends, everybody who I want to send email during basic training. And the last thing I need to do before the service is activated is click on the Activate link, and we'll do that in a separate video. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign out, and that concludes this demonstration.